Life moves fast, and every day you make choices that shape your future. Some of these choices push you forward, while others hold you back. And the difference between progress and stagnation is often simple but powerful. This audiobook will show you exactly what it takes to create a life of consistent improvement, real results, and lasting change. You will learn how to set clear goals, prioritize what truly matters, and take disciplined action that moves you forward every single day. You will discover practical strategies to organize your time, eliminate distractions, and develop skills that make a real difference in your life. Each chapter is designed to give you actionable steps you can start using immediately, so you don't waste another day spinning your wheels. You will understand why tracking progress, setting deadlines, and breaking big tasks into manageable steps can transform your ability to get things done. This audiobook goes beyond theory and motivational words. It gives you real tools, techniques, and habits that create lasting results. By the end, you will be equipped to commit fully to your growth, remove excuses, and build momentum toward the life you want. If you are ready to stop drifting and start making deliberate progress, then this audiobook is your guide to taking control, building discipline, and achieving the goals that matter most. Chapter 1. Define your goals clearly and write them daily. Defining your goals clearly is not a task you can leave to chance. It is the foundation upon which every achievement, every success, and every meaningful change in your life is built. Goals are not abstract ideas or fleeting desires. They are precise intentions that guide your actions, determine your focus, and shape the life you are building. Without clearly defined goals, you drift. You spend your time reacting to circumstances, fulfilling the demands of others, and moving through life without a sense of direction. When your goals are clear, however, you operate with purpose. Every decision, every effort, every moment becomes aligned with the life you are determined to create. Writing your goals daily is the bridge between intention and action. It is one thing to think about what you want. It is another entirely to put it down in black and white, to see it before your eyes, to speak it aloud, and to remind yourself of it day after day. Writing your goals daily cements them in your mind, programs your subconscious, and forces you to confront what truly matters. It is a practice that separates those who wait for change from those who create it. Defining your goals requires clarity, honesty, and precision. The first step is to determine exactly what you want. Vague statements like "I want to be successful" or "I want to be happy" are not goals, they are wishes. A goal must be specific. It must answer the question, what exactly do you want to achieve? If your goal is financial, write down the exact amount you aim to earn. If your goal is health-related, write down the measurable result you are seeking, whether it is weight loss, strength, or endurance. If your goal is personal development, define the skill, habit, or knowledge you intend to master. Specificity transforms your vision into something actionable. It transforms abstract desire into tangible reality. Once your goal is specific, define a deadline. A goal without a timeline is a wish in disguise. Deadlines create urgency. They force your mind and body to move in alignment with your intention. A goal to earn more money this year is clear. A goal to earn an additional $5,000 by the 31st of December is even clearer. Deadlines turn intentions into commitments, and commitments produce results. Writing your goals daily is a practice of accountability and focus. It is not enough to write your goals once and forget about them. The mind is constantly distracted by the noise of the world. Thoughts come and go, emotions fluctuate, and priorities shift. Writing your goals daily keeps them at the forefront of your consciousness. It reminds you of your purpose. Each morning, reviewing and writing your goals sets the tone for the day. Each evening, writing your goals allows reflection, adjustment, and reinforcement. The act of writing is not merely symbolic. It is a neurological anchor. It programs your brain to recognize opportunities that align with your objectives, to ignore distractions that do not serve your purpose, and to commit resources to the tasks that move you closer to your desired outcome. Achieving goals requires clarity of intention, and clarity of intention comes from consistency of practice. Daily writing is the foundation of this consistency. When defining your goals, it is essential to align them with your values. A goal that contradicts your core beliefs and principles will create internal conflict, resistance, and frustration. Ask yourself why this goal matters. Why does it matter to you beyond superficial desire or societal expectation? Goals aligned with your values create intrinsic motivation. They inspire perseverance when challenges arise. They provide meaning, which fuels endurance. You will encounter obstacles, setbacks, and delays. Without a strong why, without a clear reason for your goal, these obstacles become excuses. With a strong why, they become opportunities for growth. The process of defining goals also requires prioritization. Not all goals are equal in impact or importance. Some goals will have a profound effect on your life, while others may bring minor benefits. Focus on the high-impact goals that shape the direction of your life. It is better to pursue fewer goals with intensity than many goals with scattered effort. Write down your priorities. Rank them in order of importance. Determine which actions today will make the greatest difference. Prioritization ensures that your energy, time, and resources are invested in what truly matters. Goals are not static. They are dynamic and evolving. Life changes, circumstances shift, and your understanding of yourself grows. Regularly reviewing your goals allows for refinement. Writing them daily allows you to notice patterns, track progress, and make necessary adjustments. Flexibility within a structured framework is essential. Your goals must challenge you, but they must also remain realistic and achievable. Unrealistic goals lead to frustration, discouragement, and inaction. Achievable goals produce momentum, confidence, and motivation. Each goal should be broken into actionable steps. Writing your goals is the starting point, but action is the bridge between thought and reality. Define what you must do today, this week, and this month to move closer to your objective. Writing these steps alongside your goals reinforces commitment and provides a clear path forward. Real-world application of daily goal writing begins with a simple habit. Each morning, take 5 to 10 minutes to write your top goals for the day. Include both short-term and long-term objectives. Be specific, be detailed, include measurable outcomes. Write them in a place where you will see them multiple times throughout the day. This small habit has disproportionate power over your results. By the end of the week, you will notice increased clarity, focus, and progress. Emotional engagement with your goals amplifies results. Writing your goals is not simply a mechanical task. It is a conscious act of emotional investment. As you write, feel the result as if it has already been achieved. Visualize it. Imagine the pride, relief, and satisfaction that come with accomplishment. This emotional connection creates energy, determination, and resilience. It makes the abstract tangible. It creates momentum that propels action. Discipline is required. There will be days when you feel unmotivated. There will be days when writing your goals feels like a chore. This is the test. Consistency in writing and reviewing your goals when you do not feel like it separates those who achieve from those who do not. Discipline is built by action, not by desire. By committing to this practice daily, you cultivate self-mastery, reliability, and resilience. Real-world examples demonstrate the power of daily goal writing. Consider an entrepreneur who begins each day by writing the revenue, client, and growth goals for the week. By doing so, every decision, meeting, and task is aligned with these outcomes. Consider a student who writes daily study objectives, exam targets, and learning milestones. By reviewing these daily, focus sharpens, procrastination decreases, and performance improves. The principle applies universally. Professionals, creatives, athletes, parents, and leaders all benefit from defining and writing goals daily. It is not the size of the goal that matters. Small, clear, consistent goals compound over time, They create momentum, confidence, and tangible progress. Each completed goal reinforces belief in your ability to shape your life. Writing your goals also fosters accountability. When goals are externalized on paper, they are no longer abstract thoughts. They become commitments to yourself. You cannot ignore them without recognizing the consequence. Accountability forces action. It strengthens integrity. Integrity is the foundation of personal growth. When you consistently define, write, and act on your goals, your character strengthens alongside your achievements. Daily goal writing also sharpens decision making. When priorities are clear, choices become simpler. When faced with competing opportunities, distractions, or pressures, the clarity of your written goals guides you toward what truly matters. It reduces indecision, regret, and wasted time. It ensures every action is intentional and aligned. Over time, this practice builds confidence. Achieving goals, even small ones, reinforces belief in your ability to act. Confidence is not an innate trait. It is cultivated through repeated action and accomplishment. Writing and completing goals daily transforms doubt into certainty, fear into courage, and hesitation into action. The impact extends beyond productivity. Daily goal writing enhances mental clarity, reduces stress, and promotes focus. It reduces the mental clutter of vague intentions, half-formed ideas, and forgotten tasks. It creates a sense of control over your life, reinforcing calm, purpose, and direction to begin. Choose a method that works for you. Some prefer notebooks, others digital tools. Some write in the morning, others in the evening. The method matters less than the consistency. The key is to write, review, and commit every day without fail. Include both short-term and long-term goals. Include personal, professional, health, financial, and relational objectives. Seeing the full spectrum of your life in writing creates balance and perspective. Do not shy away from ambitious goals. Writing your goals daily is the practice of possibility. It reminds you that you are capable, that you can improve, and that you can shape the life you desire. It cultivates vision, courage, and determination. Reflection is part of the process. At the end of each week, review your written goals, assess what was achieved, what was missed, and what adjustments are necessary. Reflection creates learning, adaptation, and growth. It ensures that progress is intentional and deliberate. Daily goal writing is not a temporary exercise. It is a lifelong discipline. The most successful individuals across every field use this practice. They do not rely on motivation, fleeting inspiration, or luck. They rely on clarity, focus, and deliberate action. Defining your goals clearly and writing them daily is your first step in mastering your life. It is your declaration that you are no longer drifting. It is your commitment to intentional living. It is the practice that transforms dreams into plans and plans into results. Every day you write your goals, you reinforce the truth that your life is yours to design, that your potential is unlimited, and that your actions determine your future. This practice builds resilience. Challenges will come, obstacles will appear, and setbacks will test your resolve. Your written goals serve as a compass, reminding you of your direction and purpose. They keep you moving forward when doubt arises and when external circumstances threaten to distract. The discipline of daily goal writing strengthens character, sharpens focus, and fuels consistent action. It bridges the gap between desire and achievement. It connects intention with results. It transforms uncertainty into clarity and confusion into confidence. Every great accomplishment begins with clarity of purpose. Writing your goals daily makes that clarity concrete, actionable, and persistent. It ensures that every step you take is deliberate, directed, and meaningful. As the first chapter in this journey, defining your goals clearly and writing them daily establishes the framework for everything that follows. It creates the mindset, habits, and discipline required to achieve lasting success. Without this foundation, all effort is scattered and unproductive. With it, every day becomes an opportunity to grow, progress, and move closer to the life you are capable of creating. This chapter is your invitation to take control of your life, to claim responsibility for your results, and to begin a lifelong practice of intentional, focused, and disciplined action. Clarity, consistency, and commitment are your tools. Writing your goals daily is your first exercise in self-mastery, the seed from which all progress grows. Every morning, every evening, and every action aligned with your written goals builds momentum. It trains your mind to see opportunities, to reject distractions, and to act with purpose. The simple act of writing transforms thought into reality, potential into results, and desire into achievement. Defining your goals clearly and writing them daily is not just a practice. It is a mindset, a discipline, and a strategy. It is the starting point for a life of intentional growth, resilience, and success. It is the foundation upon which every other habit, skill, and achievement is built. It is the non-negotiable first step toward a life that is meaningful, productive, and fulfilled. This practice shapes identity. You become the person who plans, commits, and acts. You become the person who faces challenges with clarity and persistence. You become the person who turns intention into achievement consistently. Daily goal writing transforms your mind, your habits, and your life. It is the cornerstone of progress, the engine of growth, and the first step in the journey toward mastery. Every day you write your goals, you declare that your life has direction. You declare that your actions have purpose. You declare that you will not settle for mediocrity. You declare that progress is non-negotiable. This practice is simple, actionable, and profoundly transformative. It requires nothing but clarity, paper, or digital tool, and the commitment to act every day. When followed consistently, it produces results that compound over time, transforming small daily actions into monumental change. Chapter 2. Prioritize your tasks to focus on high impact. Understanding how to prioritize your tasks is one of the most crucial skills for achieving meaningful progress. Most people spend their days reacting to urgent demands, notifications, and minor tasks, believing they are making progress when in reality they are scattered and unproductive. The ability to identify high-impact tasks and devote your time and energy to them is what separates those who achieve significant results from those who remain busy without accomplishing anything substantial. Prioritization begins with clarity. You cannot prioritize effectively if you do not know what truly matters. Every task you undertake should be examined in terms of its contribution to your larger goals. Ask yourself whether completing this task moves you closer to your desired outcomes or simply fills time. Not all tasks are equal, and understanding this difference is essential. High-impact tasks are those that produce the greatest results for the effort invested. They have a direct influence on your personal growth, your career, your health, or your relationships. Low-impact tasks may feel urgent, but they rarely contribute meaningfully to your long-term objectives. Learning to recognize these distinctions requires honest evaluation and consistent practice. The first step in prioritizing is to list all the tasks you plan to undertake. This simple act of writing down everything in front of you creates perspective. Once listed, evaluate each task based on its potential impact. Identify those few tasks that, if completed, will produce the most significant progress. These are your priorities. Once high-impact tasks are identified, the modern world is filled with distractions, interruptions, and demands on your attention. Without protecting your time for these tasks, they are likely to be delayed or ignored. Schedule them during periods when your focus is strongest and avoid multitasking, which dilutes energy and reduces effectiveness. The ability to prioritize is deeply connected to self-discipline. It is easy to choose tasks that are simple, enjoyable, or immediately gratifying. High-impact tasks, however, often require effort, concentration, and courage. They demand that you confront challenges, step outside comfort zones, and make difficult decisions. Choosing these tasks consistently strengthens willpower and builds momentum. Effective prioritization also requires the ability to say no. Many people fail to focus on what truly matters because they are unable to decline requests, opportunities, or distractions. Saying no is not a rejection of people, it is a commitment to your goals. It is a declaration that your time and energy are valuable and must be invested wisely. In practical terms, consider using a framework to rank tasks. Evaluate them based on urgency, importance, and alignment with your goals. Tasks that are both important and impactful should take precedence over those that are merely urgent. This approach ensures that your daily efforts are consistently moving you toward meaningful outcomes. Review your tasks regularly. Priorities are not static. They change with circumstances, goals, and progress. Daily or weekly reviews allow you to adjust, eliminate unnecessary tasks, and remain focused on what is most consequential. This reflection prevents wasted effort and keeps momentum steady. Focus is amplified when tasks are grouped strategically. Batch similar high-priority tasks together to maintain concentration and efficiency. Avoid fragmenting your attention between unrelated activities, which leads to shallow work and prolonged completion times. Time blocking is a practical tool for enforcing focus. Allocate dedicated periods to complete high-impact tasks and guard them rigorously against interruptions. Delegation is another key aspect of prioritization. Recognize tasks that are necessary but do not require your unique skills or attention. Assign these tasks to others when possible, freeing your energy for activities that directly influence your most important outcomes. Prioritization also requires patience and long-term perspective. Some high-impact tasks may not yield immediate results, but their cumulative effect over time is substantial. Recognize the value of delayed gratification and invest in tasks that build foundations for future success. Develop a habit of starting the day with the most significant tasks first. Completing a high-impact task early provides a psychological boost, sets the tone for the day, and reduces the risk of procrastination. Avoid beginning with trivial or low-value activities that consume energy and distract from what matters. Consider the Pareto principle, which states that 20% of your efforts often produce 80% of your results. Identifying the critical 20% of tasks and focusing on them ensures maximum return on investment of your time and energy. Effective prioritization requires clarity in your goals. If your objectives are vague or undefined, you cannot evaluate which tasks matter most. Regularly revisit your goals and align daily tasks with them. This connection transforms daily work into intentional progress rather than aimless activity. Environmental control enhances prioritization. Minimize distractions, organize your workspace, and establish routines that facilitate focus. A cluttered environment often leads to a cluttered mind, making it difficult to identify and concentrate on high-impact tasks. Technology should be managed carefully. Notifications, social media, and constant connectivity fragment attention and reduce the ability to prioritize effectively. Set boundaries for digital consumption to protect your most productive periods. Emotional management is equally important. Stress, anxiety, and fatigue can distort perception of what is truly important. Regularly practice mindfulness, rest, and reflection to ensure decisions about priorities are made from a calm, focused state rather than reactionary impulses. Accountability strengthens prioritization. Share your goals and priorities with a trusted colleague, mentor, or friend. External accountability increases commitment and creates pressure to act on what matters. It transforms intention into consistent execution, break complex, high-impact tasks into actionable steps. Large tasks can feel overwhelming and lead to avoidance. By dividing them into smaller, manageable components, you can maintain momentum, track progress, and reduce resistance. Celebrate completion of high-impact tasks. Recognition of progress reinforces habits, motivation, and confidence. Each step forward is evidence that focused effort produces tangible results. Review and refine your approach regularly. Reflect on which tasks produced the greatest impact, which strategies enhanced focus, and which habits hindered progress. Continuous improvement ensures prioritization becomes increasingly effective over time. Avoid the trap of busyness. Being constantly occupied does not equate to meaningful progress. Prioritization is about choosing to do the few things that matter most, not filling time with endless activity. Learn to distinguish between being busy and being productive. Practice adaptability. Sometimes circumstances shift, new opportunities arise, or emergencies demand attention. Effective prioritization allows for flexibility while maintaining focus on high-impact goals. Anticipate potential obstacles and plan accordingly. Prepare for interruptions, delays, and challenges without allowing them to derail your focus on what is most important. Prioritization is not a one-time decision but a continuous practice. Each day brings new tasks, challenges, and decisions. Constant evaluation and conscious selection ensure that effort is consistently directed toward the highest impact outcomes. Develop clarity on the consequences of inaction. Consider what will happen if a task is ignored or delayed. Understanding the cost of neglect motivates action and sharpens prioritization. Learn to evaluate tasks objectively. Remove emotional bias, personal preference, or perceived urgency. Focus solely on impact and alignment with long-term goals. Cultivate a mindset of deliberate choice. Every decision about where to direct your time and energy is an opportunity to reinforce control over your life. Recognize that your priorities define your life. What you consistently focus on becomes your reality. By consciously selecting high-impact tasks, you shape your results, growth, and future. Prioritization requires courage. It often means choosing the uncomfortable, the challenging, or the unfamiliar. It may require saying no to appealing distractions or immediate gratifications. Courage ensures that focus remains unwavering. Build systems to support prioritization. Use task lists, planners, calendars, and reminders to track, organize, and maintain attention on what matters. Systems reduce mental clutter and reinforce consistency. Understand that perfection is not the goal. Execution of high-impact tasks, even imperfectly, produces more results than endless planning or hesitation. Action is the driver of progress. Consistency is more important than intensity in maintaining prioritization. Daily practice in evaluating, selecting, and completing high-impact tasks compounds over time into significant achievements. Each completed task reinforces confidence, clarity, and competence. Reflect on past successes and failures to improve prioritization. Learn from what tasks yielded the greatest results and what distractions or errors consumed unnecessary time. Adjust future focus accordingly. Prioritize health and energy as part of task evaluation. A fatigued mind or body reduces effectiveness in executing high-impact tasks. Ensure adequate rest, nutrition, and movement to maximize performance. Develop a clear daily intention each morning. Decide in advance what the top priorities are and commit to executing them before engaging in lesser activities. Recognize that prioritization is a skill developed through practice. It requires attention, reflection, and continuous refinement. The more consistently you apply the principles of prioritization, the more natural and effective it becomes. Embrace the power of focus. Concentrate on one high-impact task at a time. Avoid multitasking, which fragments energy and reduces quality. Single-minded attention amplifies efficiency and effectiveness. Reinforce your priorities by visualizing their outcomes. Mentally experiencing the benefits of completing high-impact tasks strengthens motivation and commitment. Align your daily actions with long-term goals. Each prioritized task should serve as a step toward the life you are building. Avoid distractions that do not contribute to this trajectory. Regularly audit your task list. Remove low-value items. delegate when possible, and refine focus to ensure continuous alignment with what matters most. Maintain accountability by tracking progress. Document completion of high-impact tasks, measure outcomes, and review results regularly. Accountability strengthens commitment and drives improvement. Recognize that prioritization is not about doing more, but about doing what matters most. Quality and impact outweigh quantity and busyness. Commit to applying these principles every day. Make prioritization a habit, not a temporary experiment. Over time, this discipline transforms productivity, focus, and results. Chapter 3. Create a structured daily routine for consistent growth. Creating a structured daily routine is one of the most effective ways to ensure consistent growth and meaningful progress. Life will always present distractions, interruptions, and unexpected demands, but a deliberate routine acts as a framework that keeps you aligned with your priorities. A routine is not about rigidity or removing flexibility. It is about creating a predictable rhythm that allows focus, productivity, and energy to flow efficiently throughout the day. To begin, analyze your current habits and identify the times when you feel most alert, focused, and productive. Some people are sharper in the early morning, while others find their peak energy in the afternoon or evening. By understanding your natural rhythms, you can schedule your most important and demanding tasks when your mind and body are at their best. Structure starts with clarity about what needs to be achieved. Daily identify the key actions that directly contribute to your long-term goals. These actions should occupy the majority of your focused work periods. Tasks that are routine but less impactful can be delegated, automated, or performed during lower energy periods. Assigning specific blocks of time to high-priority tasks ensures they receive the attention they deserve and prevents them from being overshadowed by minor urgent matters. Incorporating habits into your routine is essential. Habits reduce the cognitive load required for decision-making and make productive behaviors automatic. Morning habits might include goal review, exercise, or focused work sessions. Evening habits could include reflection, planning for the next day, and winding down with activities that restore energy. Consistency in habits builds momentum over time and creates a foundation for sustained improvement. A daily routine must also include deliberate periods of focus and deep work. Multitasking reduces efficiency and prevents mastery. Allocate uninterrupted blocks of time to concentrate on single tasks, allowing for deeper engagement and higher quality output. Protecting these blocks from interruptions is vital. Silence notifications, close unrelated applications, and communicate your availability to others to maintain focus. Recovery periods are as important as productive periods. Structured routines should include breaks to rest, recharge, and reset attention. Physical activity, short walks, or mindful breathing exercises enhance energy, creativity, and cognitive function. Skipping recovery time leads to burnout and diminishes long-term growth. Integrating planning into your routine ensures that each day is purposeful. Take time to outline your tasks, priorities, and goals in advance. Reviewing your objectives each morning or the night before allows you to approach the day with intention rather than reaction. Structured routines also help to eliminate decision fatigue. By predetermining what you will do and when, you save mental energy for executing tasks rather than debating what to do next. Discipline is reinforced through routine. Even on days when motivation is low, the structure of your day guides your actions. Momentum is maintained not by fleeting inspiration, but by the reliability of repeated intentional behaviors. Structuring your day also improves time management. Allocate specific windows for work, personal development, learning, and leisure. Clear boundaries prevent overlap and ensure that each area receives adequate attention. Over time, structured routines cultivate efficiency, focus, and clarity, allowing more meaningful progress in less time. Accountability is strengthened when routines are written and tracked. Document your planned activities and review whether they were completed. Tracking progress provides insight into where adjustments are needed, highlights achievements and reinforces consistency. Reflection is a vital component of growth. Integrate short periods for evaluation within your routine to consider what went well, what could be improved, and how to adjust your schedule for maximum effectiveness. A well-structured routine incorporates flexibility for unexpected events. While consistency is critical, life will present challenges that require adaptation. A strong routine allows you to adjust without losing alignment with your most important objectives. Meal planning, exercise, and sleep should be part of the routine. Physical well-being directly influences mental clarity, focus, and resilience. Scheduling these elements ensures that health supports productivity rather than becoming an afterthought. Learning and skill development must also have dedicated time. Continuous growth requires intentional practice and education. Block periods each day to read, study, or apply new knowledge. Structured exposure to learning ensures steady advancement rather than sporadic effort. Start small and build gradually. Do not attempt to create a perfect routine all at once. Introduce a few high-priority actions, observe the results, and adjust over time. Incremental improvement in your daily structure compounds into significant results. Review your routine weekly to identify inefficiencies, redundancies, or gaps. Continual refinement ensures that your structure evolves alongside your goals and circumstances, maintaining its relevance and effectiveness. Morning routines are particularly impactful because they set the tone for the day. Begin with actions that prime your mind for focus, energy, and intentionality. Consider meditation, journaling, or reviewing priorities. Starting the day with structured focus creates momentum that carries through subsequent activities. Evening routines solidify progress and prepare you for the next day. Reflection on accomplishments, lessons learned, and planning for upcoming tasks creates closure and reinforces habit formation. Sleep routines are crucial within a structured day. Adequate rest enhances decision-making, emotional stability, and performance. Consistent bedtimes and wake times regulate energy levels and cognitive function. Avoiding reactive behavior is a benefit of a structured routine. When every part of the day has purpose, you are less likely to be swayed by distractions or engage in time-wasting activities. Structured routines build confidence. Repeatedly completing high-priority tasks reinforces your belief in your ability to manage your time effectively and achieve meaningful outcomes. This confidence compounds, motivating further action and improvement. Morning, afternoon, and evening blocks can be tailored to different types of activities. High-focus work, creative tasks, administrative duties, physical activity, and relaxation can all have dedicated periods, ensuring balanced productivity. Energy management is central to a structured routine. Align demanding tasks with peak energy times and schedule restorative or lower effort activities during trough periods. This alignment maximizes output and reduces fatigue. Structure should also include regular review of goals and progress. Dedicate time weekly to assess achievements, challenges, and necessary adjustments. Connecting daily tasks to broader objectives reinforces purpose and direction. Technology can be leveraged to enhance structure. Use calendars, task managers, and reminders to maintain awareness and ensure critical activities are not overlooked. Avoid allowing technology to create distractions. Accountability partners or mentors can reinforce routines. Sharing progress, commitments, and challenges encourages adherence and provides external motivation to maintain consistency. Habits within routines compound over time. Early actions trigger momentum for subsequent tasks. Structuring your day to place critical tasks first maximizes productivity and ensures high-value activities are prioritized. Avoid overloading the schedule. A structured routine is not about packing every minute. Leave room for unforeseen tasks, creativity, and reflection. Overcommitment reduces effectiveness and can cause frustration. Meal, movement, and rest times should be predictable. Consistent timing stabilizes energy levels and reinforces overall discipline. Develop rituals that signal transitions between different types of activities. This mental cueing aids focus, concentration, and efficiency. Begin with the most important tasks. Tackle difficult or high impact activities first when energy and focus are strongest. Completing these tasks early provides momentum and a sense of accomplishment that carries through the day. Evening wind-down practices support rest, recovery, and reflection. Review what was accomplished, identify improvements, and plan for tomorrow to reinforce purpose and direction. A structured daily routine strengthens resilience. It creates stability amidst chaos and reduces the mental burden of constant decision. Making decisions are made intentionally rather than reactively. Personal growth accelerates when daily actions are deliberate. Every choice, every task, every habit becomes a building block toward your larger goals. Routine ensures that effort is consistent, not sporadic, and that progress compounds over time. Daily journaling, goal review, and reflection should be integrated into the routine. These practices strengthen self-awareness, reinforce priorities, and provide clarity on the next steps. Recognize the role of energy cycles in structuring the day. Alternate high-concentration tasks with restorative activities to maintain consistent productivity and prevent burnout. Environment supports structure. A clean, organized workspace reduces friction and encourages focused action. External clutter often translates into internal distraction. Structure also fosters emotional stability. Predictable routines reduce stress, create rhythm, and give a sense of control, allowing mental energy to be directed toward meaningful work. Use the principle of sequential focus. Tackle tasks in a logical order to maximize efficiency. Completing prerequisites before advanced actions prevents wasted effort and frustration. Adjust routines based on results. Observe what activities lead to the greatest progress and satisfaction, and emphasize those. Reduce or eliminate ineffective practices. Structured routines increase accountability. By committing to a specific plan for the day, progress becomes measurable. Deviations are identifiable. Allowing for adjustment and reinforcement of discipline, recognize that structure is the framework, not the ceiling. Flexibility allows adaptation while ensuring that growth-focused activities remain prioritized. Track time to understand patterns. Awareness of how long tasks take and where energy dips occur informs scheduling adjustments, optimizing daily flow. Structure allows for consistent integration of learning, reflection, and skill development. These components compound over time, producing mastery in both personal and professional domains. Creating a structured daily routine is ultimately about intentionality. Each action, each period, each decision is aligned with your purpose. Consistency, focus, and deliberate choice transform ordinary days into extraordinary progress. By adhering to a structured routine, growth becomes predictable, energy is preserved, and results become inevitable. Chapter 4. Develop discipline to follow through on every commitment. Discipline is the bridge between intention and achievement. It is the internal force that keeps you moving forward, even when motivation fades, when challenges appear, or when the easier option tempts you to stray from your path. Developing discipline is not about punishing yourself or adhering to rigid rules. It is about cultivating the ability to control impulses, prioritize actions, and consistently follow through on commitments. Every promise you make to yourself, no matter how small, is an opportunity to strengthen this muscle. Discipline is built through repeated action and conscious choice. It begins with recognizing that every commitment, whether personal, professional, or relational, carries weight. When you commit to completing a task, following a habit, or achieving a goal, you are making a declaration about your reliability, integrity, and self-respect. Following through reinforces trust in yourself and sets the foundation for larger accomplishments. To develop discipline, start with small, manageable commitments that you can fulfill consistently. These early successes create momentum and confidence. Attempting to change everything at once or to enforce extreme behaviors often leads to frustration and failure. Instead, select one or two key commitments and execute them daily without compromise. Self-awareness is essential. Observe where your willpower is strongest and where it tends to falter. Identify triggers that lead to procrastination, distraction, or avoidance. By understanding your behavioral patterns, you can create strategies that reinforce discipline rather than leave it to chance. Time management is closely linked to self-discipline. Allocating specific periods for your most important actions, protecting them from distractions, and adhering to these boundaries strengthens your capacity to follow through. It is not enough to have goals or intentions. Disciplined execution turns those intentions into tangible results. Accountability enhances discipline. External accountability, whether to a mentor, colleague, or friend, reinforces commitment and reduces the temptation to abandon tasks. Knowing that someone else is aware of your promises adds weight and urgency to your actions. Internal accountability, in the form of journaling, tracking progress, or self-assessment, provides immediate feedback and reinforces the habit of consistency. Focused effort is another critical component. Discipline is easier to maintain when your energy is directed toward tasks that matter most. Prioritizing high-value actions and eliminating low-impact activities prevents wasted effort and reinforces the importance of following through on significant commitments. Resisting short-term gratification is a hallmark of discipline. Many challenges arise because the easier path promises immediate relief or pleasure. Choosing the harder, more productive option strengthens your character and builds resilience. Each instance of self-control compounds over time, creating a foundation for larger achievements. Routine supports disciplined behavior. Consistent schedules reduce decision fatigue and automate productive actions. When certain behaviors become habitual, they require less conscious effort to execute, making discipline sustainable over the long term. Mental framing matters. View discipline not as a restriction, but as a tool for freedom. Each act of follow-through expands your capabilities, builds trust in yourself, and moves you closer to your desired outcomes. Resilience is cultivated through discipline. Challenges, setbacks, and failures are inevitable. The disciplined individual responds by persisting, adjusting, and recommitting, rather than abandoning the effort. Over time, this persistence translates into mastery and achievement. Reflecting on progress reinforces discipline. Regularly evaluate completed commitments, missed actions, and lessons learned. This process highlights patterns of success, areas for improvement, and reinforces the connection between consistent action and meaningful results. Environmental design influences self-discipline. Organize your surroundings to reduce friction and temptation. Remove distractions, clutter, and triggers that lead to avoidance. The right environment supports focus, efficiency, and the ability to follow through. Emotional regulation is essential. Discipline requires managing frustration, boredom, fear, and doubt. Practices such as mindfulness, controlled breathing, and reflection equip you to maintain composure and act according to intention rather than emotion. Recognize the power of incremental progress. Discipline is strengthened through repetition and consistency, rather than sudden bursts of extreme effort. Small, deliberate actions taken daily accumulate into substantial results over time. Rewarding yourself strategically reinforces follow-through. Celebrate completed commitments to reinforce behavior. Recognition strengthens motivation and highlights the connection between effort and reward. Avoid perfectionism, which can undermine discipline. Waiting for the perfect conditions or flawless execution often results in inaction. Commit to action, adjust as needed, and refine your approach over time. Discipline requires courage. It often involves facing discomfort, uncertainty, or resistance. Choosing to act despite fear or doubt strengthens your character and builds confidence in your ability to handle future challenges. Visualization can reinforce commitment. Mentally rehearsing the completion of tasks or the fulfillment of promises creates familiarity, reduces anxiety, and enhances the likelihood of follow-through. Learn to segment large commitments into smaller, manageable steps. Completing each component builds momentum and reduces overwhelm, making disciplined action more sustainable. Embrace accountability for both successes and failures. Owning missed commitments without excuses reinforces integrity and provides valuable lessons to strengthen discipline in the future. Physical well-being supports mental resilience. Adequate sleep, nutrition, and exercise provide energy and focus required to maintain disciplined behavior. Neglecting the body undermines the ability to consistently follow through. Discipline grows through repetition. Each day of executing commitments strengthens the neural pathways associated with reliability and self-control. Over time, these behaviors become instinctive rather than forced. External influences shape habits. Surround yourself with individuals who value follow-through, consistency, and accountability. Positive social reinforcement encourages disciplined behavior and reduces susceptibility to distraction. Strategic planning reinforces discipline. Mapping out tasks, deadlines, and milestones provides a clear roadmap for action, reducing ambiguity and increasing commitment to completion. Adaptability enhances disciplined performance. While following a routine and plan is essential, flexibility to adjust methods or strategies without abandoning commitments ensures long-term consistency. Anticipate obstacles and plan responses. Preparing for potential disruptions reduces the likelihood of abandoning tasks when challenges arise, maintaining momentum and reinforcing self-discipline. Discipline is strengthened when actions are aligned with purpose. Understanding why each commitment matters provides motivation and clarity, making it easier to persist despite difficulty or resistance. Avoid overcommitting. Taking on too many responsibilities reduces the ability to execute any effectively. Focus on a few meaningful commitments and complete them reliably. Habit stacking can reinforce discipline. Pair new behaviors with established routines to create automatic follow-through and minimize reliance on willpower alone. Reflection at the end of each day solidifies lessons learned. Assess completed tasks, obstacles overcome, and adjustments needed to maintain or improve performance. Learn to embrace delayed gratification. Choosing long-term benefits over immediate pleasure strengthens self-control and builds momentum towards significant goals. Use reminders and cues to maintain awareness of commitments. Visual signals, alarms, or lists prompt action and reduce the likelihood of neglecting responsibilities. Discipline requires patience. Progress may be gradual, but consistent effort produces lasting results. Recognize the cumulative impact of repeated follow-through over time. Chapter 5. Track your progress to identify areas needing improvement. Tracking your progress is an essential practice for anyone committed to meaningful growth and improvement. Without a clear understanding of where you stand, it is impossible to know whether your efforts are effective or whether they require adjustment. Progress tracking provides insight into performance, accountability for actions, and clarity on the steps needed to reach your goals. It is not merely a record-keeping activity. It is a strategic approach to improvement. To begin, establish clear benchmarks for success. Define measurable indicators that reflect advancement in your personal, professional, or health-related goals. These benchmarks create a reference point against which progress can be evaluated objectively. When you measure performance, it becomes possible to identify gaps, recognize achievements, and make informed decisions about next steps. Consistency in tracking is critical. Sporadic monitoring provides only a fragmented view and can create false impressions of progress. Daily or weekly reviews offer the most accurate insight, ensuring that trends are visible and adjustments can be made promptly. Tools for tracking can vary widely, from simple notebooks and journals to digital apps and spreadsheets. The medium is less important than the consistent practice of recording outcomes, observations, and reflections. By documenting each action and its results, you create a historical record that allows for analysis and learning. Reflection is as important as recording results. Tracking is not passive. It requires thoughtful examination of successes and shortcomings. Asking questions such as what worked, what didn't, and why leads to deeper understanding and facilitates continual improvement. Small adjustments often lead to significant long-term impact. Identifying patterns is a powerful outcome of consistent tracking. Observing repeated behaviors, results, or challenges helps pinpoint areas that require change or enhancement. Awareness of recurring obstacles allows for proactive strategies rather than reactive responses. Progress tracking reinforces motivation. Seeing tangible evidence of movement toward goals, no matter how incremental, encourages persistence and builds confidence. It reminds you that effort produces results, reinforcing the habit of disciplined action. Objective measurement prevents self-deception. Without tracking, it is easy to overestimate accomplishments or underestimate deficiencies. Honest assessment creates clarity and informs strategic decision, ensuring time and energy are invested effectively. Prioritize tracking metrics that align directly with your most important objectives. Avoid wasting effort on irrelevant or superficial indicators. Focus on factors that provide actionable insight and drive meaningful improvement. Breaking larger goals into smaller milestones enhances tracking effectiveness. Milestones create frequent opportunities to assess progress, celebrate achievements, and recalibrate strategies. They make long-term objectives more tangible and manageable. Accountability amplifies the benefits of tracking. Sharing progress with mentors, peers, or accountability partners increases commitment and provides external perspective on results. Feedback from others can reveal blind spots and inspire adjustments. Visual representation of progress enhances clarity. Graphs, charts, or checklists provide immediate understanding of trends and performance levels. Visual cues are easier to interpret and can highlight areas needing attention more effectively than textual descriptions alone. Incorporating qualitative reflections enriches tracking. Recording feelings, challenges, or lessons learned adds context to quantitative results, deepening insight and guiding personal growth. Adapt tracking methods to suit goals and preferences. Some objectives require detailed metrics, while others benefit from broader qualitative assessments. Tailoring your approach ensures relevance and sustainability. Recognize that setbacks are part of the process. Progress tracking highlights deficiencies, not as failures, but as opportunities for growth. Constructive evaluation fosters resilience and encourages problem-solving rather than discouragement. Use tracking data to inform planning, adjust routines, strategies, and actions based on observed outcomes. This feedback loop transforms information into improved performance and accelerates progress. Develop a habit of reviewing results regularly. Daily reflection reinforces awareness of immediate achievements and challenges, while weekly or monthly reviews provide perspective on overall trends. Actionable insights emerge from consistent evaluation. Celebrate achievements, no matter how small. Recognizing completed tasks and milestones reinforces positive behavior and motivates continued effort. Success breeds further success when it is acknowledged and internalized. Identify bottlenecks and inefficiencies through tracking. Monitoring performance reveals areas where processes can be streamlined, resources better allocated, or skills enhanced. Tracking progress helps maintain focus. Recording activities and results reduces the risk of drifting into low-value tasks or distractions. It maintains alignment with priorities and long-term objectives. Time tracking is a specific and effective method. Measuring the time spent on tasks provides insight into productivity, highlights areas of wasted effort, and informs future scheduling decisions. Compare planned outcomes with actual results. Discrepancies reveal where assumptions or expectations need adjustment and where additional effort or strategy refinement is required. Incorporate feedback loops. Use tracking to seek input from others, review results, and adjust strategies based on external perspective. Continuous feedback ensures growth is dynamic and responsive. Establish key performance indicators relevant to each goal. These indicators act as benchmarks for success, providing clarity on whether progress is on track. Record not just successes, but also challenges and failures. Understanding why certain actions did not produce desired outcomes is as informative as celebrating achievements. Develop a growth mindset through tracking. Viewing all data as learning opportunities rather than judgment fosters resilience, curiosity, and adaptability. Prioritize tracking for actions with the greatest impact. Focusing on high-value activities ensures that insights gained are meaningful and contribute to significant progress. Use tracking to refine skills. Measuring performance in specific areas allows targeted practice, improvement, and mastery over time. Maintain transparency with yourself. Honest recording and evaluation prevent self-deception and reinforce integrity in pursuit of goals. Tracking progress enhances decision-making. Data-driven insights inform prioritization, strategy adjustments, and allocation of resources. Recognize patterns of consistency and inconsistency. Tracking reveals habits that support or hinder progress, guiding the development of supportive behaviors and elimination of counterproductive ones. Integrate tracking with planning. Use past results to set realistic expectations, allocate effort efficiently, and anticipate challenges. Create a system that is sustainable and simple. Overly complex tracking systems discourage adherence. Consistency matters more than sophistication. Use progress tracking to reinforce self-discipline. The act of reviewing, recording, and evaluating strengthens commitment and ensures accountability. Recognize the compounding effect of incremental improvements. Small, consistent gains accumulate into significant results over time, which tracking makes visible. Reflect on emotional and mental responses to progress. Understanding how motivation, frustration, or satisfaction interacts with performance informs strategies for sustained action. Adjust goals based on tracking insights. Dynamic goal setting ensures that objectives remain challenging, relevant, and achievable as circumstances and capabilities evolve. Treat setbacks as data rather than judgment. Analyzing why progress is slow or interrupted creates actionable strategies and reinforces resilience. Maintain clarity in metrics. Ambiguity in tracking reduces effectiveness. Define measurable criteria that directly reflect performance and growth. Track both output and effort. Evaluating how much work is done and the quality of work provides a complete picture of progress. Use tracking to highlight learning opportunities. Observing patterns of mistakes or challenges identifies areas for skill development and improvement. Combine qualitative and quantitative data for a holistic perspective. Numbers show trends, reflections reveal context, and together they guide actionable decisions. Make tracking a daily ritual. Consistency strengthens habits, provides ongoing awareness, and embeds evaluation into routine behavior. Recognize that tracking is a tool, not a burden. Its purpose is to guide improvement, maintain focus, and accelerate growth. By observing progress systematically, analyzing outcomes thoughtfully, and adjusting strategies deliberately, you create a framework for continuous self-improvement. This practice ensures that every action contributes to advancement, reinforces discipline, and empowers you to make informed decisions that lead to meaningful results. Chapter 6. Break big tasks into manageable steps for efficiency. Large tasks often feel overwhelming and intimidating, which is why many people delay action or avoid them altogether. Breaking big tasks into manageable steps is a powerful strategy that transforms daunting challenges into achievable actions. This approach not only increases efficiency, but also strengthens confidence and maintains motivation. Understanding the end goal clearly is the first step. Without a precise understanding of what you aim to accomplish, breaking a task into smaller parts becomes ineffective. Define the outcome in concrete terms so that every subsequent step has a clear purpose and measurable result. Once the goal is defined, Identify the major components or phases required to reach it. Large tasks often involve multiple skills, actions, or decisions. Mapping these components provides a framework for systematic execution. Each component should be treated as a milestone or checkpoint, allowing progress to be tracked incrementally. Divide these components further into smaller actionable tasks. The smaller the tasks, the easier it is to start and maintain momentum. Actionable tasks should be specific, time-bound, and feasible, leaving no ambiguity about what needs to be done next. Prioritize these smaller tasks based on logical sequence and impact. Some steps must be completed before others can begin, while some can be executed in parallel. Understanding dependencies ensures a smooth workflow and prevents wasted effort. Assign deadlines to each step. Deadlines create a sense of urgency and accountability, preventing procrastination and ensuring that the overall task progresses steadily. Visualizing the process can enhance clarity. Create a flowchart, checklist, or timeline to see all steps at a glance. This provides perspective on progress and reduces anxiety about the magnitude of the task. Focus on one step at a time. Trying to tackle multiple steps simultaneously often leads to errors, fatigue, and reduced efficiency. Concentrating on a single action ensures quality and fosters momentum. Evaluate each step's required resources. Identify materials, information, skills, or support needed in advance. Preparing in this way minimizes interruptions and allows smooth execution. Celebrate completion of each step. Recognizing small wins reinforces motivation and maintains morale. Each completed step is evidence of progress and encourages continued effort. Track progress consistently. Monitoring the completion of individual steps provides feedback, highlights bottlenecks, and informs adjustments to the plan. Adapt as needed. Large tasks rarely unfold perfectly. Be prepared to adjust steps, timelines, or methods without losing sight of the overall goal. Breaking tasks into smaller steps also reduces cognitive load. Large projects can feel mentally exhausting because they require juggling multiple variables. Smaller tasks are easier to process and execute with focus. Group similar steps together when possible. Batching tasks that require the same resources or type of effort can increase efficiency and reduce time lost in transitions. Assign priorities within the steps. Not all subtasks have equal impact. Completing the most important actions first ensures that progress is meaningful, even if time or resources become limited. Seek assistance when necessary. Breaking tasks into smaller steps clarifies where external help or expertise can accelerate progress. Delegating specific actions increases efficiency without compromising control over the overall goal. Visual reminders enhance focus. Post checklists, progress charts, or digital trackers in visible locations to maintain awareness of tasks completed and remaining. Avoid perfectionism in individual steps. Striving for flawless execution of every small action can slow progress. Completion and momentum are more important than perfection at each stage. Schedule breaks strategically. Large tasks can be exhausting, and fatigue reduces quality and motivation. Regular pauses maintain energy and focus throughout execution. Evaluate results of each step objectively, reflecting on what worked, what didn't, and why provides learning for future tasks and ensures continuous improvement. Use time blocking to allocate specific periods for clusters of steps. This prevents distractions and ensures consistent progress on the project. Document challenges and solutions encountered during each step. Keeping a record of obstacles and responses creates a reference for similar tasks in the future, improving efficiency and reducing errors. Create a visual progress map. Seeing a task evolve step by step reinforces motivation and makes the endpoint feel attainable. Avoid overcomplicating steps. Each action should be simple enough to start immediately. Complexity often leads to procrastination or indecision. Combine small wins into momentum cycles. Completion of one step naturally leads into the next, creating a rhythm that sustains energy and focus. Reflect on estimated versus actual effort required for each step. This assessment improves planning for future tasks and enhances time management skills. Integrate accountability systems. Sharing progress on steps with a mentor or colleague increases commitment and encourages consistent action. Prepare for potential obstacles in advance. Anticipating difficulties in each step allows for smoother execution and reduces the risk of disruption. Review dependencies regularly. Ensure that prior steps are fully completed before advancing, preventing errors or rework. Use positive reinforcement to maintain motivation. Rewarding progress, even in small increments, encourages consistent action and reinforces discipline. Simplify decision making within steps. Remove unnecessary choices or variables to maintain focus on execution rather than deliberation. Balance efficiency with quality. While breaking tasks into smaller parts improves speed, each action should still meet standards necessary for long-term success. Track cumulative progress. Recognize how each step contributes to the overall goal, reinforcing purpose and direction. Encourage flexibility in sequencing steps when new information or circumstances arise. Adaptability ensures continued forward momentum even when plans shift. Maintain clear communication if working with others. Sharing step responsibilities, progress, and expectations reduces confusion and ensures cohesive execution. Reflect on personal performance after completing major milestones. Understanding strengths and weaknesses informs better planning and execution for subsequent projects. Integrate learning from past experiences into the breakdown of new tasks. Continuous improvement enhances efficiency, reduces errors, and increases confidence. Anticipate the mental and emotional demands of large tasks. Breaking them into manageable steps reduces stress, prevents overwhelm, and allows consistent focus. Establish a starting ritual. Beginning each step with a clear, intentional action creates momentum and signals commitment. Regularly review remaining steps to adjust priorities and ensure alignment with the overall goal. Avoid skipping steps. Each subtask is a building block toward completion, and missing one can create setbacks or inefficiencies. Leverage technology where appropriate. Tools for project management, reminders, or collaboration enhance tracking, communication, and execution. Evaluate outcomes at the conclusion of each step. Analyze quality, efficiency, and learning points to refine future steps and improve overall performance. Develop a habit of moving quickly from planning to execution. Breaking tasks into steps is valuable, only when followed by consistent action. Encourage resilience. Some steps may be challenging or unpleasant. Maintaining focus and completing them strengthens persistence and confidence. Maintain awareness of progress relative to deadlines. Tracking step completion ensures that time is managed effectively and milestones are reached. Combine planning with execution. A clear breakdown of steps without action produces no results. Structured execution ensures that progress is real and measurable. Recognize that small, consistent actions produce significant outcomes. Completing each step compounds into substantial progress over time by methodically breaking large tasks into manageable steps, preparing, executing, and reflecting on each action. Even the most daunting projects become achievable. This approach transforms overwhelming objectives into a series of clear, actionable tasks, increases efficiency, reinforces discipline, and ensures that every effort contributes to meaningful progress and growth. Chapter 7. Eliminate distractions to maintain focus on important priorities. Distractions are the silent killers of progress. They steal time, scatter focus, and prevent even the most capable individuals from achieving their highest potential. Eliminating distractions is not about creating a rigid, joyless environment. It is about intentionally designing your surroundings, mindsets, and habits to protect your attention for what truly matters. Focus is a limited resource, and once fragmented, it takes significant energy to regain. Understanding the nature of distractions is the first step. They can come externally, in the form of notifications, noise, or interruptions, or internally as wandering thoughts, doubts, or emotional turbulence. Recognizing which type of distraction is most frequent in your life allows you to address it strategically. Begin by auditing your environment. Identify objects, devices, or habits that consistently draw attention away from important priorities. Remove, minimize, or reorganize these elements to reduce temptation and friction. Digital distractions are among the most pervasive. Social media, emails, and messaging platforms can fragment your attention multiple times. Per hour, setting boundaries, turning off notifications, or scheduling specific times to check these platforms preserves focus for higher value work. Physical organization matters as well. Cluttered workspaces, scattered materials, and visual noise contribute to mental fatigue and fragmented concentration. Simplifying and arranging your environment to align with priorities enhances clarity and reduces cognitive load. Internal distractions require a different approach. Restless thoughts, anxiety, or self-doubt can pull attention away from critical tasks. Mindfulness techniques, journaling, or brief meditation practices train the mind to notice these intrusions without acting on them, returning focus to the present task. Prioritization amplifies the impact of reducing distractions. By identifying the most important actions that drive meaningful progress, you can allocate uninterrupted time and energy toward them, rather than allowing low-value activities to dominate. Time blocking is a practical method to protect focus. Assign dedicated periods for high-priority tasks, ensuring that interruptions are minimized and attention is directed fully toward the activity at hand. Inform others of your focus periods. Communicating availability, boundaries, or designated work times prevents unnecessary interruptions and reinforces your commitment to your priorities. Break tasks into smaller, manageable components to maintain engagement. Long or complex activities can invite distraction as the mind seeks relief from monotony. Completing smaller steps sustains attention and provides frequent feedback. Monitor attention cycles throughout the day. Identify periods of peak concentration and schedule the most demanding or impactful tasks during those windows. Low-energy times can be reserved for less critical or routine activities. Use environmental cues to signal focus. Music, lighting, or workspace arrangements can create a mental state conducive to concentration and minimize the intrusion of irrelevant thoughts. Establish rituals for starting and ending focused work sessions. These routines condition the mind to recognize periods of deep attention and improve the ability to sustain effort consistently. Incorporate deliberate breaks. Paradoxically, structured rest reduces susceptibility to distraction. Short periods of recovery prevent fatigue, restore energy, and maintain high-quality attention when returning to critical tasks. Avoid multitasking, which dilutes focus and reduces overall effectiveness. Concentrate on one action at a time, completing it fully before moving to the next. The brain performs best when directed toward a single objective. Track patterns of distraction. Observe when, where, and why attention drifts. This data allows targeted interventions and reinforces self-awareness, making it easier to anticipate and prevent lapses. Limit access to trivial stimuli. Restrict the availability of entertainment, news, or low-value content during focus periods. These sources of interruption can seem harmless, but gradually erode productivity. Align your mindset with priorities. When the purpose of your actions is clear and meaningful, motivation naturally resists distraction. Connecting daily work to larger goals strengthens attention and persistence. Practice self-discipline with small challenges. Each instance of resisting a minor distraction builds mental strength and confidence, making it easier to maintain focus on more important tasks. Utilize accountability to safeguard attention. Sharing goals, progress, or focus intentions with a mentor or colleague increases commitment and reduces susceptibility to diversions. Automate or delegate low-priority tasks. Reducing the number of small, routine decisions preserves mental energy for high-value activities and minimizes the risk of distraction. Develop clarity in your objectives before each session. Knowing exactly what needs to be accomplished focuses attention and reduces the likelihood of drifting toward unrelated activities. Recognize the emotional triggers that invite distraction. Boredom, fear, or fatigue often manifest as wandering attention. Addressing underlying causes improves concentration and prevents reactive behaviors. Introduce environmental boundaries. Close doors, use noise-canceling tools, or position yourself away from high-traffic areas to create a physical buffer against interruptions. Practice single-task immersion. Engaging fully in one activity enhances depth, quality, and speed of work, while diminishing the temptation to divide attention. Reinforce focus with visual progress indicators. Checklists, charts, or completed step markers provide immediate feedback and maintain motivation during extended tasks. Limit decision fatigue by standardizing routines. Reducing unnecessary choices for minor actions reserves cognitive energy for high-priority focus periods. Recognize that focus is a skill that improves with practice. Intentional, repeated efforts to resist distraction strengthen neural pathways associated with sustained attention. Build recovery strategies for inevitable distractions. Even with careful planning, interruptions occur. Quickly returning to the task without judgment preserves momentum and reduces cumulative loss of productivity. Avoid reactive behaviors. Pausing before responding to notifications or requests allows assessment of their importance and prevents automatic diversion from priorities. Incorporate focus. Enhancing techniques such as the Pomodoro method, deep work sessions, or interval training of attention to train mental endurance and precision. Reduce multitasking in digital environments by closing irrelevant tabs, apps, and communication channels to minimize competing demands on attention. Establish clear signals for when you are fully engaged in work. Simple cues like headphones, visible signage, or dedicated workspace arrangements communicate boundaries effectively, cultivate patience and persistence. Long periods of sustained attention are developed gradually. Regular practice, even in small increments, produces significant improvements over time. Embrace accountability for distractions. When attention drifts, observe the circumstances without self-criticism, then adjust behavior proactively to reduce recurrence. Reward periods of sustained focus. Positive reinforcement strengthens the habit of concentration and increases the likelihood of repeating disciplined behavior. Identify high-risk times or environments where distractions are frequent and create targeted strategies to maintain attention during these periods. Balance external and internal focus. While external disruptions must be minimized, managing internal mental chatter is equally crucial to maintaining consistent attention. Track the impact of distractions on outcomes. Understanding how interruptions affect performance provides motivation to maintain focus and informs necessary adjustments. Use intentional task sequencing to maintain engagement. Alternating high focus and lower effort activities can sustain attention without fatigue. Establish accountability metrics for focus. Measuring adherence to distraction-free periods reinforces commitment and provides clarity on areas for improvement. Integrate mindfulness into daily practice. Observing attention drift without judgment strengthens awareness and enhances control over focus. Recognize the cumulative cost of small distractions. Even minor interruptions compound over time, reducing efficiency and delaying progress. Take preemptive steps to eliminate potential interruptions before they occur. Anticipating challenges reduces reactive responses and preserves sustained attention. Commit to consistent review of progress. Chapter 9. Set deadlines to motivate action and maintain urgency. Setting deadlines is one of the most effective strategies for turning intention into action. Without a defined time frame, tasks tend to stretch indefinitely, motivation fades, and momentum is lost. Deadlines create a structure that guides behavior, prioritizes effort, and compels decisive action. They establish urgency, transforming abstract goals into tangible commitments that demand attention and discipline. To begin, understand the purpose of a deadline. It is not merely a date on a calendar, but a signal to focus energy, allocate resources wisely, and maintain accountability for progress. Deadlines provide clarity by specifying when a result is expected, reducing ambiguity and the temptation to postpone. Effective deadlines are realistic yet challenging. They must be attainable given current resources and abilities, but tight enough to stimulate action and prevent complacency. Assess the complexity of the task when setting a deadline. Large projects may require milestone deadlines, breaking the overall goal into smaller, time-bound segments. This approach creates frequent opportunities for assessment, adjustment, and reinforcement of progress. Short-term deadlines increase focus. Assigning a target for immediate action prevents procrastination, encourages concentrated effort, and allows for rapid feedback on performance. Long-term deadlines provide direction. Establishing a final target date ensures that effort remains aligned with overarching objectives and prevents drift into irrelevant activities. Writing deadlines down solidifies commitment. A visual record reinforces accountability and makes the goal more concrete in the mind, increasing the likelihood of follow-through. Deadlines work best when paired with detailed planning. Define the steps, resources, and methods required to meet the target date, reducing uncertainty and preventing last-minute scrambling. Monitor progress regularly. Tracking milestones and intermediate results ensures that deadlines remain achievable and highlights areas where adjustments are necessary. Treat deadlines as motivational tools rather than punitive measures. The focus should be on the empowerment gained from completing tasks on time, not fear of failure. Adjust deadlines proactively when circumstances change. Flexibility ensures that goals remain relevant and attainable without sacrificing the momentum created by time constraints. Use deadlines to structure daily routines. Scheduling specific periods for concentrated work toward a goal reinforces consistency and prevents scattered effort. Prioritize tasks according to deadlines. Activities with imminent targets require focused attention, while less urgent work can be scheduled around these critical actions. Communicate deadlines clearly with others involved in collaborative projects. Shared understanding of timeframes enhances coordination, reduces misunderstandings, and ensures collective accountability. Establish consequences for missed deadlines to reinforce commitment, whether internal, such as adjusting priorities, or external, such as reporting to a mentor. Consequences increase adherence to timelines. Combine deadlines with incentives. Rewarding achievement when targets are met strengthens motivation and reinforces positive behavior. Break complex goals into stages with sequential deadlines. This method prevents overwhelm, clarifies immediate priorities, and enables continuous assessment of progress. Use deadlines to stimulate creativity and problem-solving. Time constraints can encourage innovative approaches and decisive action that may not arise in open-ended conditions. Evaluate effort against time spent. Tracking the efficiency of work in relation to deadlines informs better planning and improves time management skills for future projects. Balance urgency with quality. Deadlines should accelerate action without compromising standards or the value of results. Anticipate obstacles when setting deadlines. Accounting for potential challenges ensures that timelines remain realistic and prevents unnecessary stress. Integrate time management tools to support deadlines. Calendars, timers, project management apps, and reminders enhance adherence and reduce the risk of oversight. Reflect on performance after meeting a deadline. Assessing what went well, what was difficult, and how time was allocated provides insights for refining future targets. Avoid self-imposed perfectionism that delays action. Progress matters more than flawless execution. When deadlines are in play, focus on completing tasks within the set time frame while maintaining acceptable quality. Cultivate discipline through regular adherence to deadlines. Consistent practice strengthens self-control, time awareness, and reliability. Align deadlines with personal energy cycles. Schedule high-effort tasks during peak focus periods to maximize productivity and reduce fatigue. Related delays. Communicate urgent deadlines effectively in team settings. Clarity about time constraints ensures everyone understands priorities and can allocate effort efficiently. Use visualization to reinforce deadlines. Mentally picturing completion by a specific date increases commitment and maintains focus. Incorporate buffer time strategically. Allowing minimal contingency periods accommodates unexpected delays without undermining the overall timeline. Prioritize high-impact tasks within deadlines. Concentrate effort on activities that deliver the greatest results, ensuring that time-bound efforts generate meaningful outcomes. Review progress frequently. Regular evaluation against deadlines prevents drift, maintains urgency, and informs corrective measures when necessary. Recognize psychological barriers to meeting deadlines. Fear, procrastination, and distraction must be acknowledged and managed to sustain adherence. Develop a routine of starting tasks promptly. Immediate action reduces the risk of rushing near deadlines and improves overall quality of work. Maintain awareness of cumulative workload. Understanding the interaction of multiple deadlines prevents overload and supports balanced prioritization. Celebrate achievements when deadlines are met. Recognition reinforces discipline, motivation, and satisfaction, creating a positive feedback loop for future tasks. Reflect on missed deadlines without self-judgment. Analyze causes objectively, extract lessons, and implement strategies to improve performance in subsequent tasks. Combine deadlines with daily micro-goals. Short, time-limited objectives within a broader time frame sustain momentum and enhance accountability. Use deadlines to foster decision-making. Time constraints reduce overthinking, encourage action, and reinforce confidence in judgment. Monitor progress relative to peer or industry standards. External benchmarks provide perspective on whether deadlines are ambitious, reasonable, or require adjustment. Integrate time audits to improve future planning, tracking how long tasks actually take, compared to estimated deadlines enhances accuracy and efficiency. Encourage resilience when deadlines are challenging. Maintaining effort under pressure builds strength, persistence, and confidence in handling demanding situations. Develop anticipation skills for recurring deadlines. Preparing in advance reduces stress, ensures readiness, and increases efficiency. Align personal motivation with deadlines. Internal commitment reinforces urgency and ensures that external dates are met with dedication. Track cumulative achievements against multiple deadlines. Observing progress across several targets highlights growth and motivates sustained effort. Use accountability partners to reinforce deadlines. Sharing timelines with mentors, colleagues, or friends strengthens commitment and provides external perspective on progress. Reflect on the emotional impact of deadlines. Awareness of stress, excitement, or pressure informs adjustments to work habits and enhances future performance. Integrate continuous learning from past deadlines. Apply insights about time allocation, obstacles, and performance to optimize upcoming schedules. Balance ambition and realism. Deadlines should stretch capabilities without creating undue pressure that compromises focus, quality, or well-being. Recognize that deadlines accelerate action. Without time constraints, tasks often remain incomplete, but a defined target converts intention into tangible results. Maintaining clear deadlines, monitoring progress, adapting when necessary, and celebrating achievements establishes a framework for consistent action and meaningful accomplishment. Intentional, disciplined adherence to time-bound goals creates momentum, builds confidence, and ensures that effort consistently translates into progress. Deadlines are not limitations, but instruments for focus, efficiency, and measurable success. Chapter 10. Commit fully to personal growth without excuses or delay. Committing fully to personal growth requires absolute clarity about your goals and the discipline to act on them without hesitation. Personal growth is not something that happens passively. It demands intention, persistence, and the willingness to confront discomfort. Delaying action or making excuses only prolongs stagnation and prevents progress. True commitment begins with taking ownership of your life, acknowledging that your current situation is the result of your choices, and recognizing that future improvement depends on deliberate effort. Excuses are barriers that disguise fear, uncertainty, or lack of focus. Identifying and confronting these excuses is the first step toward authentic growth. Growth requires consistent daily action. Small, deliberate steps compounded over time produce transformations that seem impossible at first, but become undeniable through persistence. Establish a mindset that prioritizes development over convenience. Comfort zones offer temporary relief, but limit potential, while intentional growth stretches capabilities and expands opportunities. Set clear and actionable goals for personal development. Without defined targets, effort can be unfocused and progress inconsistent. Write down what you aim to achieve and review these objectives regularly to maintain alignment with your evolving vision. Invest time intentionally. Growth is a function of where energy, attention, and effort are directed. Scheduling time for learning, reflection, and skill building reinforces commitment and ensures consistent progress. Hold yourself accountable. Accountability transforms intention into action. Track progress, measure results, and adjust strategies to maintain momentum and avoid complacency. Embrace discomfort as a signal of growth. Challenges, failures, and resistance are indicators that you are stretching beyond familiar limits and developing resilience. Resist procrastination. Delaying action allows doubts and distractions to gain strength, making future efforts harder. Acting immediately, even imperfectly, generates clarity, builds confidence, and produces tangible results. Eliminate self-limiting beliefs. Thoughts that undermine confidence or rationalize inaction prevent meaningful growth. Replace these beliefs with evidence-based affirmations grounded in capability and potential. Seek feedback from mentors, peers, or experts. Constructive criticism provides perspective, highlights blind spots, and accelerates the development process. Reflect regularly on experiences. Honest assessment of successes, failures, and patterns of behavior strengthens self-awareness, informs decisions, and improves future performance. Commit to continuous learning. Personal growth is fueled by knowledge, new skills, and expanding perspectives. Read, explore, practice, and engage consistently to remain dynamic and adaptable. Align actions with core values. Growth without authenticity produces unsustainable change. Ensure that each step taken reflects who you want to become, not what others expect of you. Prioritize effort over motivation. Motivation fluctuates and cannot be relied upon alone. Discipline, structure, and habitual action create enduring progress. Celebrate progress without becoming complacent. Recognizing achievements reinforces commitment, but sustained growth requires ongoing effort and higher standards. Remove distractions that dilute focus on development. External interruptions and internal preoccupations compete for attention. Designing an environment that fosters concentration preserves energy for meaningful action. Develop resilience in the face of setbacks. Obstacles are inevitable, but persistence and adaptability turn challenges into opportunities for learning and strength. Break growth objectives into manageable steps. Large goals can feel overwhelming, but incremental actions make consistent progress possible and measurable. Cultivate patience. Significant growth is rarely instantaneous. Understanding that effort compounds over time reduces frustration and reinforces persistence. Use time intentionally by establishing routines that embed personal development into daily life. Consistent habits create momentum and prevent stagnation. Practice self-discipline with integrity. Consistently following through on commitments strengthens character and ensures that actions align with goals. Surround yourself with individuals who encourage growth, community, mentorship, and accountability provide reinforcement, inspiration, and constructive challenge. Accept responsibility for outcomes. Avoid blaming circumstances, other people, or external factors. Personal growth is most powerful when ownership is embraced fully. Maintain curiosity and openness. Exploring new ideas, perspectives, and experiences stimulates intellectual and emotional growth and prevents stagnation. Establish clear boundaries to protect time and energy. Saying no to low-value activities ensures that resources are devoted to meaningful development. Measure progress with tangible indicators. Tracking skill acquisition, behavioral changes, and milestones provides feedback and sustains motivation. Learn to act decisively. Indecision wastes time and energy. Committing fully requires timely choices and consistent execution. Recognize patterns of procrastination and address them directly. Identifying triggers that delay action allows for proactive intervention and uninterrupted progress. Prioritize growth over comfort. Choosing personal development often involves sacrifice, but the long-term benefits outweigh temporary ease. Balance reflection with action. Too much analysis can lead to stagnation, while deliberate implementation ensures that learning translates into real-world improvement. Integrate personal growth across multiple areas of life, including mental, emotional, physical, and relational development. Holistic growth creates sustainable transformation. Stay adaptable. As circumstances evolve, adjust strategies and goals while maintaining commitment to overarching principles of self-improvement. Build momentum through consistent wins. Even small accomplishments reinforce confidence, discipline, and belief in your ability to grow. Avoid comparison with others. Personal development is individual. Focus on your trajectory and incremental improvements rather than external benchmarks. Internalize lessons from failure. Each mistake contains insight. Analyze, adjust, and apply lessons to strengthen capability and resilience. Set non-negotiable standards for yourself. Committing fully means refusing to compromise on core practices that drive growth. Create accountability systems. Sharing goals, reporting progress, and accepting evaluation increase commitment and reduce opportunities for rationalization. Visualize the person you aspire to become. Clarity of identity motivates action, guides decisions, and aligns daily habits with long-term objectives. Maintain a proactive mindset. Anticipate challenges, prepare solutions, and act before problems escalate or delays occur. Reflect on the cost of inaction. Understanding what stagnation or delay sacrifices reinforces urgency and strengthens resolve. Use incremental challenges to expand limits gradually. Continuous growth is built on repeated experiences of pushing boundaries slightly beyond comfort. Reinforce commitment with daily affirmations or reminders of purpose. Regular reflection maintains focus and reinforces motivation. Recognize the cumulative impact of consistent effort. Small actions repeated faithfully over time produce profound transformation. Develop self-compassion without excuse. Growth involves mistakes and setbacks. Accept responsibility while maintaining a positive and constructive mindset. Balance ambition with realism. Goals should be challenging but attainable to sustain motivation and prevent discouragement. Execute actions without waiting for perfect conditions. Opportunities arise in imperfect circumstances, and waiting for ideal situations delays growth indefinitely. Reinforce habits that support development. Consistent routines strengthen focus, efficiency, and skill retention. Maintain awareness of progress relative to goals. Tracking forward movement ensures continued commitment and informs necessary adjustments. Celebrate growth milestones to reinforce effort and inspire further action. Commit to personal growth fully, without delay, without excuses, with intentional action and with unwavering consistency to ensure that every day becomes an opportunity to become better, stronger, wiser, and more capable. Chapter 10. Commit fully to personal growth, without excuses or delay. Committing fully to personal growth requires absolute clarity about your goals and the discipline to act on them without hesitation. Personal growth is not something that happens passively. It demands intention, persistence, and the willingness to confront discomfort. Delaying action or making excuses only prolongs stagnation and prevents progress. True commitment begins with taking ownership of your life, acknowledging that your current situation is the result of your choices, and recognizing that future improvement depends on deliberate effort. Excuses are barriers that disguise fear, uncertainty, or lack of focus. Identifying and confronting these excuses is the first step toward authentic growth. Growth requires consistent daily action. Small, deliberate steps compounded over time produce transformations that seem impossible at first, but become undeniable through persistence. Establish a mindset that prioritizes development over convenience. Comfort zones offer temporary relief, but limit potential, while intentional growth stretches capabilities and expands opportunities. Set clear and actionable goals for personal development. Without defined targets, effort can be unfocused and progress inconsistent. Write down what you aim to achieve and review these objectives regularly to maintain alignment with your evolving vision. Invest time intentionally. Growth is a function of where energy, attention, and effort are directed. Scheduling time for learning, reflection, and skill building reinforces commitment and ensures consistent progress. Hold yourself accountable. Accountability transforms intention into action. Track progress, measure results, and adjust strategies to maintain momentum and avoid complacency. Embrace discomfort as a signal of growth. Challenges, failures, and resistance are indicators that you are stretching beyond familiar limits and developing resilience. Resist procrastination. Delaying action allows doubts and distractions to gain strength, making future efforts harder. Acting immediately, even imperfectly, generates clarity, builds confidence, and produces tangible results. Eliminate self-limiting beliefs. Thoughts that undermine confidence or rationalize inaction prevent meaningful growth. Replace these beliefs with evidence-based affirmations grounded in capability and potential. Seek feedback from mentors, peers, or experts. Constructive criticism provides perspective, highlights blind spots, and accelerates the development process. Reflect regularly on experiences. Honest assessment of successes, failures, and patterns of behavior strengthens self-awareness, informs decisions, and improves future performance. Commit to continuous learning. Personal growth is fueled by knowledge, new skills, and expanding perspectives. Read, explore, practice, and engage consistently to remain dynamic and adaptable. Align actions with core values. Growth without authenticity produces unsustainable change. Ensure that each step taken reflects who you want to become, not what others expect of you. Prioritize effort over motivation. Motivation fluctuates and cannot be relied upon alone. Discipline, structure, and habitual action create enduring progress. Celebrate progress without becoming complacent. Recognizing achievements reinforces commitment, but sustained growth requires ongoing effort and higher standards. Remove distractions that dilute focus on development. External interruptions and internal preoccupations compete for attention. Designing an environment that fosters concentration preserves energy for meaningful action. Develop resilience in the face of setbacks. Obstacles are inevitable, but persistence and adaptability turn challenges into opportunities for learning and strength. Break growth objectives into manageable steps. Large goals can feel overwhelming, but incremental actions make consistent progress possible and measurable. Cultivate patience. Significant growth is rarely instantaneous. Understanding that effort compounds over time reduces frustration and reinforces persistence. Use time intentionally by establishing routines that embed personal development into daily life. Consistent habits create momentum and prevent stagnation. Practice self-discipline with integrity. Consistently following through on commitments strengthens character and ensures that actions align with goals. Surround yourself with individuals who encourage growth. Community, mentorship, and accountability provide reinforcement, inspiration, and constructive challenge. Accept responsibility for outcomes. Avoid blaming circumstances, other people, or external factors. Personal growth is most powerful when ownership is embraced fully. Maintain curiosity and openness. Exploring new ideas, perspectives, and experiences stimulates intellectual and emotional growth and prevents stagnation. Establish clear boundaries to protect time and energy. Saying no to low-value activities ensures that resources are devoted to meaningful development. Measure progress with tangible indicators. Tracking skill acquisition, behavioral changes, and milestones provides feedback and sustains motivation. Learn to act decisively. Indecision wastes time and energy. Committing fully requires timely choices and consistent execution. Recognize patterns of procrastination and address them directly. Identifying triggers that delay action allows for proactive intervention and uninterrupted progress. Prioritize growth over comfort. Choosing personal development often involves sacrifice, but the long-term benefits outweigh temporary ease. Balance reflection with action. Too much analysis can lead to stagnation, while deliberate implementation ensures that learning translates into real-world improvement. Integrate personal growth across multiple areas of life, including mental, emotional, physical, and relational development. Holistic growth creates sustainable transformation. Stay adaptable. As circumstances evolve, adjust strategies and goals while maintaining commitment to overarching principles of self-improvement. Build momentum through consistent wins. Even small accomplishments reinforce confidence, discipline, and belief in your ability to grow. Avoid comparison with others. Personal development is individual. Focus on your trajectory and incremental improvements rather than external benchmarks. Internalize lessons from failure. Each mistake contains insight. Analyze, adjust, and apply lessons to strengthen capability and resilience. Set non-negotiable standards for yourself. Committing fully means refusing to compromise on core practices that drive growth. Create accountability systems. Sharing goals, reporting progress, and accepting evaluation increase commitment and reduce opportunities for rationalization. Visualize the person you aspire to become. Clarity of identity motivates action, guides decisions, and aligns daily habits with long-term objectives. Maintain a proactive mindset. Anticipate challenges, prepare solutions, and act before problems escalate or delays occur. Reflect on the cost of inaction. Understanding what stagnation or delay sacrifices reinforces urgency and strengthens resolve. Use incremental challenges to expand limits gradually. Continuous growth is built on repeated experiences of pushing boundaries slightly beyond comfort. Reinforce commitment with daily affirmations or reminders of purpose. Regular reflection maintains focus and reinforces motivation. Recognize the cumulative impact of consistent effort. Small actions repeated faithfully over time produce profound transformation. Develop self-compassion without excuse. Growth involves mistakes and setbacks. Accept responsibility while maintaining a positive and constructive mindset. Balance ambition with realism. Goals should be challenging but attainable to sustain motivation and prevent discouragement. Execute actions without waiting for perfect conditions. Opportunities arise in imperfect circumstances, and waiting for ideal situations delays growth indefinitely. Reinforce habits that support development. Consistent routines strengthen focus, efficiency, and skill retention. Maintain awareness of progress relative to goals. Tracking forward movement ensures continued commitment and informs necessary adjustments. Celebrate growth milestones to reinforce effort and inspire further action. Commit to personal growth fully, without delay, without excuses, with intentional action and with unwavering consistency to ensure that every day becomes an opportunity to become better, stronger, wiser, and more capable.